Hello everyone, welcome to my presentation for the LA 122 the communication final presentation. In this presentation I'm going to be talking about a TED Talk by Bill Gates. It's called The Next Outbreak and We're Not Ready. It's a critical listening presentation about the speaker. He's Bill Gates, we all know him. He's the founder of Microsoft. He is one of the biggest philanthropists in the world. He is a philanthropist so big that if you Google the word philanthropist, literally you're gonna see his pictures. And he is a big business magnate, and he's the big daddy of the scientific world. He has his feet everywhere. He's in the computing world, he's in the biology world, he's in the physics world, he's everywhere. So the topic of the talk is the future outbreak like we're having right now. He predicted this outbreak 5 years ago, not necessarily COVID-19 that we're facing right now. He predicted a virus outbreak. So he analyzed Ebola in Africa. He warned about the future epidemic. He told us what to do, what happens. He told us that something like the Spanish flu might come back that will spread out throughout the world very fast, and it's gonna cause chaos. Millions of people are gonna die, something like this. And he basically predicted coronavirus in this presentation, but in other words. So the tone and the presentation style. So he's a very renowned speaker around the world. He's a billionaire. Obviously he's very confident. So his presentation technique is very confident. If you look at the presentation, he doesn't move a lot. So he has very limited movement, but there is movement. He doesn't just stand like a robot. There's a lot of hand gestures. The hand gestures show help him point to the things on the screen, and his visual aids and his physical aids in the screen in the stage. And physical presentation aids. He has a very clear voice. His voice volume is very adequate. It's not very high, it's not very low. He's not screaming or he's not whispering. It's just enough to convey his message in the perfect way. And when you listen to him talking, you will realize that he pauses at the moments at the words that he emphasizes a lot. So pausing and emphasizing is a technique that he's using, and there is a slight humor as well. It's not funny. It's not a joke. He just gives a real life example which happens to be a little funny. It brings a little humor to the mind, and like when you're listening to him, you're not getting bored of being too serious. Okay, visual aids. He showed a lot of pictures, as you see throughout the slides. There is animations in his presentation, and there is a lot of charts for the scientific data that he's showing. And he showed maps like this, as you can see, Sierra Leone, Guinea and Liberia. These countries have been affected by Ebola when he was. So data, he presented his data in a manner that everyone understood. It's not like complicated charts and graphs on the screen so that everyone will not understand. Graphs like this, like visual aids like maps and things like this is easier to understand, like pictographs. Also in his presentation, he used scientific proofs as reliability. He showed real life data. He showed vaccine preparation processes, like what we need to do, what can be done. He also talked about creating a global alert system and response system. He has given example of the current technologies and how we can use it, and also a response system. He also talked about NATO and how they prepare for war, and we need to prepare for the future epidemic just like that. And he talked about research and development. In the conclusion, I would like to say that this is a great presentation. It has very very, very effective use of visual aids. There is enough scientific proof, and Bill Gates is literally the most dependable source I can think of. So I hope you all have a very wonderful rest of the spring, and good luck for the summer. And I hope we all come out of this pandemic safe and sound, and we move on with our lives like we used to do before this pandemic hit us. Thank you.